Good day, my dear students. Students, in this pandemic situation, we all are fighting a war. We all are fighting a battle. A battle, a war, not with guns and weapons, but by washing our hands, by wearing gloves, by social distancing, using masks. Everything has come to an halt due to COVID 19. But, my dear students, learning can never come to an halt. So, I invite you here for online teaching session, Standard 5, Unit 1, poem What a Bird Thought. Now, students, let me begin my class by asking you one question. What sound do we hear in the morning? Early in the morning. Guess. Yes, you are right. The chirping of the birds. The birds chirping. Isn't it a pleasant sound, my dear student? Very soothing and pleasing to our mind. Today we are going to study the poem What a Bird Thought. Here is a poem. I'll read the poem out for you. I lived first in a little house. I lived there very well. The world to me was small and round and made of pale blue shell. I lived in a little nest, nor needed any other. I thought the world was made of straw and covered by my mother. One day I fluttered from the nest to see what I could find. I said the world was made of leaves. I have been very blind. At last I flew beyond the trees. I saw the sky so blue, and now that the world is really made, I cannot tell, can you? Now, first stanza again, students. I lived first in a little house. I lived it very well. The bird is telling us it lived in a little house and it lived it very well. It was very happy over there. The world too, it was small and round and made of pale blue shell. What is the bird talking about? The bird is talking about that it lived in an egg. The egg was oval shaped, pale blue in color. Now we see eggs of different colors, white, blue, brown. But here the bird lived in an egg which was blue color. And the bird thought that that was its house. And the world was as small as an egg for the bird. And later, as the bird came out of the egg, it realized that the world is not that small. Here you can see a nest and a mother bird sitting on it. Then the bird said to itself, I lived in a little nest. As you can see, the bird here is sitting in a nest, nor needed any other. And what a bird felt that this nest is everything for her. The nest is everything for her. And the bird thought that the world was made out of straw. And it was covered by the mother bird. And that's only the world that the bird knew of. But again, the bird was mistaken. The bird was mistaken how, my students? Let's see further. Before that, let me give you one comparison, an analogy. When you were in pre-primary school, your KG teachers were everything for you. And you felt only your that little tiny classroom was everything for you, where one teacher taught you all throughout the day. Then you moved on to the second phase of your life, your primary teachers. In KG nursery, you just had one subject, language, in which you were taught reading writing skills. Then maths, where you were taught your numerical skills. Isn't it, students? When you came to primary, you had to study 5 subjects: English, maths, EBS, Hindi Marathi language maybe. And then the world was different for you, just like this little bird. Now we come to the 4th stanza. One day the bird fluttered from the nest. The bird flew out of the nest. You can see here in this picture, to see what it could find. Wanted to see what the world outside is like. Think of your secondary school, where you have too many activities, you have too many subjects. Every period a different teacher coming to your class. I said the world was made of leaves, but I was very blind. The bird thought that in that nest, which was made out of the straw, was the only world for the bird. But the bird realized now that it was wrong. The world is far more beyond what it thought. At last the bird flew high in the sky, above the trees, beyond the trees, and the sky was blue. It had no boundaries. The world is really made. Now the bird is not able to tell you what the world is really made of. And the bird is asking you and me, can we explain what the world is? Now let us compare with the next phase of our life. As I said it in pre-primary, just with your ABCD and your nursery rhymes, you feel that's world for you. Then we moved on to the second stage of the life, your primary teachers, where one teacher teaching you all the subjects, right? And then you came to secondary. Different activities, different subject teachers who are dealing with you. Constantly after every hour the teacher changes. But the world doesn't end there. You pass your 10th standard, you go to college, you complete your graduation. And then when you start seeking and understanding the actual meaning of life, when you start working, tomorrow you all will grow into big gentlemen. And exactly that's what it is. In the last stanza, I read it out again. At last I flew beyond the tree. The bird went beyond the tree, saw the sky so blue. And now the world is really made. I cannot tell. Can you? The bird has no words to express, no thoughts to express. The thinking has come to an end. The bird has become speechless in terms of saying or in terms of telling us what a world seems to be. And that's exactly what happens. In other words, we can say this poem is trying to teach us the different stages of our life, the different phases of our life, from our childhood to our adolescence and adulthood. Okay, my dear students, I hope you followed the poem. Take care, stay safe, and stay home.